Yo, 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 happy race day. It's Sunday, and we got a cup race today. What's everybody liking so far? Any picks? All right, let's get this show on the road. Anybody make any money yesterday in the truck race or the Xfinity race? I did not. I did not at all. But I think there's some opportunity out there today. Strategy race, not my favorite, but I think we got some opportunity. All right, let's get going. Today I'm drinking a little Orange Blossom. It's a great morning beer. You know, it's still 11 a.m. out here, but little collective clink. Happy race day and taking a pull. All right. Let's do the rundown here. Starting with Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch will be very good today. He was great last year. Let's get this out of the way. The A and Bs were very different in practice and qualifying, like very, very different. So, like, you have to kind of take the A and the Bs with a grain of salt. Like, if you look at just the 100 fastest laps in practice, there wasn't anyone in the B group that had like any of the fast laps. Let's see. Truex had 3, but he fell off a lot. Blaney had 1. And you're talking about guys like Hamlin had like 19 out of 100 of the 100 fastest laps in practice. Denny Hamlin had. So the A group had a huge advantage. You know, Logano had some fast laps. Reddick had some fast laps. Byron had some fast laps. McDowell had some fast laps. Larson had some fast laps. But those are all Group A. So how do you marry together Group A and B? What's good? You know, what kind of normalizes everything? So that's going to be the hard part about capping today's race, just because practice was like a tale of, an A and B that was just not the same. So Kyle Busch is going to be good. Now, I think, if you got in on him at like the 12-1, I know that Ryan Stevens at Win the Race had him at 12-1. I know he opened at 16-1 at Caesar or Westgate. That's no longer there. I'm pretty sure he's 7 or 8-1 everywhere. But I'm not really interested in like guys with short prices today, because if you're not on the right strategy, you're not going to win. Like, if you, I don't know. I want to see in the comments. Let's say Denny Hamlin is a great car out front. Is there? And let's just say he speeds on pit road. Can he drive back through the field? I want your opinions. I don't know if you can. Like, it's so hard to pass. These times are so tight. Like, you're talking about, in a, barely a second of fall off in like 28 laps. Like, can you drive back through the field? If Denny Hamlin makes a mistake, can he still win the race if he does it on lap 100? I don't know. That's why these short prices, I'm not a big, no, I don't think so either, Walt. I think you better be flawless today. You have to be perfect in order to win. Yeah, I think you get back to the top 10. It's beer 30. Yeah, I love it. I don't know. So I don't like short prices. Now, Kyle Busch, first off pit road and a narrow pit road, I think that he'll be good. Like, Kyle's going to be around all day. I don't think it's as, I don't know where the camera is, if it's as good as it was in Charlotte, but he's going to be good. Kyle Busch will be good. I would not talk anybody out of a Kyle Busch bet. Ryan Blaney, Group 2, or the B group, really fast in long run. I don't know what happened. Just all of a sudden, Ryan Blaney's fast, and it looks like he might be fast for a while. Maybe not next week at Sonoma, but Ryan Blaney was really, really good. Probably the best in the B group, along with a couple other drivers. I think Blaney could win this race. He was good here last year. I like Blaney. I would not be opposed to anyone if they said that they like Blaney today. Denny Hamlin. I mean, it's no secret he was fast. I mean, I can't believe he opened less than 5-1 at a strategy racetrack. I mean, he was good, but he also looked like he was going to be really good in the All-Star race, and he wasn't very good. So, that A group might have this false sense of security that maybe the B group doesn't have. Like, they were working on a slicker track. It wasn't as fast. I think they were closer to race conditions. So I don't know. I mean, obviously Denny's going to be good, but can you pass? We thought last year, I thought Logano was going to be a spaceship. And I actually, yes, I won the bet on Logano last year, but I don't know that it was the right bet. I had way too much money on him for as good as his car was. It's like I had as much on, well, no, I had more on Larson at Homestead, but those two cars weren't the same. Larson at Homestead versus Logano last year at this track. So, yeah, I'll get to Larson in a second. Let me keep going through this Hamlin. I don't know. I like Hamlin. I think he's going to be good, but I will wait for him to make a mistake and then grab him. I'm not touching 4.5 or 5-1. No, thank you. Kevin Harvick. How the hell did Kevin Harvick qualify fourth? Like, not good last year. Didn't even finish the race. Looked brutally bad in practice. I mean, really slow. But he's Kevin Harvick, and he's tough. I faded him with Chris Bell at a price, like a minus 120. I don't know if you can find minus 120. There's maybe some minus 135s out there, but I don't know. I think Harvick could, drop to the back pretty quickly. That's what I anticipate. I don't anticipate. Yeah, I know. I don't think he's going to be good. That's just me. Martin Truex was spotty, like decent at times in practice, but overall not as good as some of the other Gibbs cars, in my opinion. He was in the Bell, or excuse me, in the B group and struggled. I'm not high on Truex today. At first, he ran a couple of fast laps. I was able to get in on some Hamlin over him at like a minus 110 price. I don't know what it is now. I don't know that I want to lay more than minus 150 on anything today, just because I think that if you're in the top 5, that strategy is going to play. I don't like Bell versus Busch. I just think Busch is going to be around. Logano was fast early in the run, had a little bit of fall off late, was again in the A group. I think that he's not as good as Blaney. I think he's, maybe the third best Ford, maybe the second best Ford. I don't know. I think Blaney's the best Ford. That's for sure. Yeah, Hamlin minus 150 now. I'm just not interested in that anymore. Over Truex. William Byron, he didn't have a bad practice, but bad for him maybe. Like if I was looking at those lap times and I saw it was like Daniel Suarez, I'd say, oh, he had a really good practice. Like he's going to be good. But for Byron, I don't know. This isn't a good track for him. He was fast early, made some changes, had a little bit of fall off towards the end, but he was a couple tenths slower than Denny Hamlin on the long run, and they were looking at the same. They were kind of out there at the same time. So, Byron, I don't think he's going to be that good. I have nothing on him nor against him. Ross Chastain's starting 8th. I think Ross is going to be good. And this is a track where you need to be aggressive. And so if you're aggressive at this track, you can pick up spots early in runs. You just got to go do it. And if there's anyone that's going to go do it, it's going to be Tyler Reddick. It's going to be Ross Chastain. Sorry. It's not going to be Tyler Reddick. It'll be Ross Chastain. I think Chastain's good. I think over the long run, he liked his car. They made one simple change. It wasn't a good change, so I'm sure they went back on it, qualified decent. I think Ross Chastain will be mixing it up for the win. Tyler Reddick, kind of an interesting run out of him. Nothing spectacular. A little bit more fall off than I'd like to see out of someone like him, especially in that A group. Was not as good as other guys in the A group, and qualified behind 4 guys in the B group. Austin Cindric, just really good at qualifying. He's going to drop like a rock, I think. Anytime he loses track position, he's in trouble. He's Blaney 2.0, especially, there's some fall off there too out of old Austin Cindric. AJ Allmendinger, good qualifying, lots of fall off in practice. The adjustment that they made was not good. I don't think that colleagues where they were last year. Does that make sense to everybody? I just don't think that those colleague cars are as fast as they were last year. I just thought they ran better the entire season last year. Ricky Stenhouse, are we Ricky Stenhouse believers now? I want to see in the comments. So, do we trust Ricky Stenhouse? Do we trust Ricky Stenhouse? He didn't have very much fall off. Gosh, he's matched up against Eric Jones. Is Eric Jones going to be good? No, we don't trust him. I don't know. I don't know if I trust Ricky. I don't know. I don't know that I trust him only against Eric Jones. Yeah, I do think Eric with a K, Derek. I do think he can beat Eric Jones. All right, where are we? Daniel Suarez. Man, not as fast as his teammate. That's kind of an ongoing theme. Okay, so no one really trusts Ricky. Okay. But what about Eric? Do you trust him more than... I don't know. Eric Jones has been pretty bad. I don't know. Maybe we won't think about that. Daniel Suarez. Not that great in practice. Was in the B group. I don't know. This team is not where they were last year. I think that, they might be good with, they got some road courses coming up, so I'm sure they'll be good with that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not high on Suarez. I mean, he's matched up against some donkeys. One of them named Corey LaJoie. Man, LaJoie, just 5 matchups on the screen. Holy cow. He wasn't good in practice either. Wasn't fast. I think that everyone is overrating Corey LaJoie. Unpopular take there, but that's the truth. You know who's faster than him? Way faster. Way faster. It's Carson Hocevar. Anyway, moving on. Harrison Burton. Not good. Lot to fall off. I remember how he ran here last year, Harrison Burton. Started 9th, was back in 25th quite quickly with a 56 driver rating. Matched up against Todd Gilliland. I think Gilliland's a little better and been running better. I don't know. I don't like Harrison Burton today. I don't anticipate him staying in the top 15 very long. It seems like he's probably got about a 20th place car. Ty Gibbs, good. He was in the B group, so he had kind of that hot, slick track. Ran a couple of good fast laps. Ran a long time. So I think he was pretty happy with his race car. I just don't know that I can trust him. I don't know that I can trust him. Host of our top 10 incoming. I don't think so, Brian. I think he's going to be good. He's not going to be that good. Austin Dillon, again, not a great place for Dillon. If he has track position, I'm sure he'll be fast. But this is just not an Austin Dillon type track. Moving on to Chris Bell. Chris was really consistent. Old AI. He was really good. He ran a couple of fast laps at the end. I think Chris Bell's going to be good. I'm hoping Chris Bell's good. I think that you can get paid on him too. I think that of all the guys out there, all the bets out there, there's the most value on Chris Bell kind of across the board. I like Bell. Alex Bowman, not where he was. It's like he's taking a step back. He was much faster earlier in the year, and when he was out for a little bit with his back thing, he just hasn't quite returned, I feel like, to that same kind of speed. No, I think Gibbs beats Cindric, but so I don't like that. I don't like either side. Brian, where did you get 16-1? I kind of like that price. I feel like that's the best price out there. Is that Bovada? I know you guys use Bovada a lot, or you're in Vegas, aren't you? Bowman just, I don't know. Yeah, I could see him being good, but I don't know. I kind of doubt it. Like, just kind of average. And then actually for the A groups, he's pretty bad. I don't like Bowman today. He's a tough guy to bet against, though, because he does get good finishes. He gets a lot more out of the car than a guy like William Byron if his car struggles. So I just expect him to kind of bide his time and maybe find his way in the top 10. But not a big fan. Brad Keselowski, issues with a tire. I don't know how he's going to be. The way I see Brad is he's going to need a strategy call at some point in the race to get up there. I don't see him driving through the field. I don't see really anybody driving through the field. So basically, the last guy that I think has the ability to drive through the field would be Chris Bell. Other than that, the speed is going to be up at the front. I don't know how easy it's going to be to pass. I think Bell will be able to pass, but over the long run, otherwise, Keselowski's going to have to make some sort of strategy call to get up there. Otherwise, I just don't see him. I don't see him contending for the win. Same with Bubba. Like, Bubba ran a lot of consecutive laps, nothing super fast. Again, in the B group, though, so really tough to match that up against, everyone from the A group. He's going to have to steal track position. I think he can keep it once he has it, but getting there, it's going to be hard. You're going to need to get lucky. Brad and Bubba are going to need to get lucky. I do have a little bit on both of them at 40-1. Okay. Seabell 16-1 at DraftKings. Okay, that's a good price. Michael McDowell practiced really well, again, but qualified terribly. This is an example, I think, of that A group. That's how much faster they were. I mean, his third lap was 0.5 faster than Bubba's third lap. I do not think that Michael McDowell is 0.5 a lap faster than Bubba Wallace. So that just goes to show you how much that A and B group discrepancy. It's so stupid. Why don't they race with all the cars on the track? Why can't they practice with all the damn cars on the track? I don't get it. Kyle Larson. Oh, I mean, starting 23rd. Ran pretty poorly last week at Charlotte. I don't know. Yeah, McDowell top 10. I don't think McDowell gets to the top 10, though. I don't think McDowell is top 10 car. Larson, though, I don't think Larson's a top 10 car. I mean, we're going to find out. We're going to find out real fast because he might not go anywhere. He didn't like his car. Yeah, Larson is always pretty optimistic. So for him to be pessimistic, that's got to mean something. But he also ran, 4 laps, and then I like Bell more than Larson. I can't believe I'm saying that. Yeah, I kind of do too. I mean, Larson does this, wins last, win last, win last, win last. So I like Bell. He's just more consistent. I don't know how Larson. Obviously, I'm not going to fade Larson. I mean, I guess I could. That's dangerous, though. I feel like it's like tracks like this where he didn't look that good at Martinsville and Richmond and won there. So, and then he looks like a rocket at Darlington, Dover, and Kansas, and doesn't win at those places. So who knows? Maybe it's because he looks like trash in practice. He'll win. Byron over Larson. Byron was better than Larson. It's like, do you have the stomach to fade Larson? I think that if there's a driver that I have some bias towards, it would be Larson. So, but I mean, if you're just looking at lap times, Byron beats Larson. So I just don't know what kind of adjustments they can make. 23rd qualifying time. Like, ooh, that's bad. Justin Haley, like I said, don't trust the Kaulig cars. I never know how they're going to run. I tend to trust Justin as a driver. I feel like he gets a lot out of his car, but I think this week there's no reason to get involved with him. Sorry, I'm just looking at some of the line movement here. Some stuff moving, not a ton. Okay. Eric Almirola. Well, this guy's a range player, in my opinion. That's what all my buddies talk about that bet on this. They're like, oh, yeah, he'll go out there and he'll look really good, but then he just races like trash, and I tend to agree with him. He was in the B group, didn't have as much fall off as some of the other people in the B group. I think he'll be decent, but can you drive through the field? I don't know. At this point, starting deep, I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. Chase Briscoe was fast and then had a little bit of fall off. I think Bubba and Keselowski top 10 finishes are realistic? If they get into the top 10, I think they'll stay there. Does that make sense? I don't know if they're going to drive to the top 10. I think the only guy outside the top 10 that's going to drive to the top 10 would be Chris Bell. If Bubba and Brad can figure out a way to kind of get into that top 10, I think that there's a chance. Bowman Kez versus Briscoe LaJoy. Best finisher comes out of that first group pretty often, right? Yes, I agree with that, Mitch. Bowman or Keselowski. Is that a group bet? Going to take them both and then try to get paid even money? Not a terrible idea if that's the case. Chase Briscoe, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm going to say bad. He was good on the short run, fell off. I'm going to say Chase Briscoe is going to stink again this week. Maybe steal a finish. That's what they've been doing. like the Ricky Fowler of NASCAR. Like doesn't necessarily like never really in the tournament, but always kind of finishes good. At least this week and as of late. That's kind of how Chase Briscoe's been. Like he's actually getting better finishes. I do like Chris Bell. Yeah, he had speed in practice, but did he? I mean, let's just look at his little speed in practice. Over 9 laps, his average was 33.1. And, you know, if you compare that to, I mean, yeah, he had speed in practice in the first 9 laps, but then he fell off. I don't know. And when was the last time Chase Briscoe drove through the field? Yeah, I agree with you. I agree, Big Ross. Where are we at? Hocevar. Hocevar looked faster than LaJoy, but Hocevar was in A, LaJoy was in B. I just think Hocevar is fast in everything he's in. He might be an idiot. He might be a bad driver, but man, if you want to get race speed, you want Hocevar. I would have loved to have seen Hocevar in the 9 and not LaJoy. I'm not going to bet him top 10. He had a lot of fall off. Like, oh, Ian, I would love to. Yeah, Hocevar over Gragson. Tough to argue with that. Really tough to argue with that. I mean, Gragson looks like he's going to be a lap down. Not after stage 1. That's the only thing that like bothers me a little bit. Like he's not going to go down a lap in stage 1 unless he has issues. I just think Gregson's so bad. I like Hocevar over Gragson. You're not going to get much of an argument from me there. What price is that? I thought that there was minus 119 to minus 135. It looks like minus 150 some places. Jeez. I don't like it at minus 150. Chris Buescher, man, not as good as. I mean, they both kind of struggled. Just Chris struggled more. I don't know. I don't think Chris Buescher's going to be good. Him and Brad both had just very terrible practices. Just Brad qualified a little better, but I don't know. They're going to have to steal tractors, and these guys are not going to be able to drive up through the field. Todd Gilliland, B guy, had decent short run speed, fell off a lot, had a really inconsistent car. It looks like going to be tough to drive through the field, and he's matched up against Harrison Burton, who looks significantly worse, in my opinion, like significantly worse, but. Can he make up all those spots? I mean, you got Gillen starting, 28th and Harrison Burton starting 14th. I don't know. That's tough. Ooh, I would not be fading Ryan Blaney. Don't bet against Ryan Blaney today. I'm not doing that. Sorry, Jacob. Let's see. Ryan Preece, A group and slow. Not good. I don't think Ryan Preece is going to be good. But again, there's something about these SHR cars that just get decent finishes because they're like, listen, we're a 21st place car, so if we can somehow steal track position and just kind of keep in the top 15 and we finish better than their car actually is, that's good for them, and that's why they've been tough to fade. Corey LaJoy, not good. I mean, I didn't like the 9 car with Chase Elliott driving it. I don't like the 9 car with LaJoy driving it. I think you're going to see. I think there's going to be some skeptical people about LaJoy's talent after this because everyone always said, "Oh, he's a great driver." Yeah, on super speedways when everyone has it matted, he's good. I don't know. I'm not high on LaJoy at all. I have nothing against him yet, but I do have a couple highlighted. Those prices are gone though. Eric Jones, decent practice for him, but again, A group. I don't know. Does that really transfer over? Also starting, I think he's going to the rear. I don't like Eric Jones. Noah Gragson, I think he's kind of the worst of the people that are like, I mean, he's faster than Ty Dillon, maybe, BJ McLeod, Greg Galding, and JJ Yaley. Maybe he's faster than those guys. That team is just in shambles. And I can't imagine they have a ton of manufacturer support. Brutal. Those guys are going to be slow. But I don't know if I trust Hocevar on enough to take him over Jones. I mean, what happens if Jones stays out and somehow there's a weird caution, he gets track position? I don't know. I mean, he can probably maintain. And I think that's the problem. I think a lot of these guys that if they just get in the top 10, they can maintain. And then it's just take 2 tires, take 2 tires, take 2 tires, or take no tires, and just hope that tires don't matter enough and you just kind of keep up there with your track position. I think that's a very big possibility today. So I guess to wrap up, do you guys have any questions about anything? I'll say I think the 3 best cars are, oh man, I think Blaney, Chastain. I mean, Hamlin's going to be good. Can we trust Hamlin? Is he going to get it done? He has to run a perfect race, and he's run one, and he won the race. So I don't know. I think the best bet out there is Chris Bell. That's 16-1 on DraftKings. I feel like that is the best price. I do like the way that he kind of ended practice. So I do like that. I think that the next best would be kind of Chastain in that 9-1, but it's really tough. I would not bet anyone underneath that price. Like anyone lower than that, I don't think they just have to get the strategy right. If they don't get that right, it doesn't matter. Like they're cooked if that's the case. So if you guys don't have any other questions, I will take a little another cheers here. 1 unit on Kez, top 10, cash out for 96. Cut the losses. Is he good enough to get there? Well, Mitch, he does not have not a lot to love. Yeah, I agree. I think Todd put out a best bet, I believe, just recently that's available on Barstool and Bet Rivers. Mitch, to be honest, oh man, I'd sell it based on what I'm seeing here. Like, and he seemed pretty nervous about that. Like, you can take your $4 loss. It's not even like whatever, a little bit of a loss, but I would sell it. You beat the market. That's good. But I feel like you beat the market because I told you to bet it. So that's always a good thing. We can get out of that. Who wins today? Who wins? I think Ross Chastain wins. Yeah, I mean, I'm be betting live. I think Ross Chastain wins. I think the best outright price is it's Bell. Yeah, I agree. Brad just needs a lot to go well. Buescher minus 135. Ooh. Andrew, Buescher minus 135 over Brad. Well, they're both bad. So the Buescher's the only side there, but he didn't look good either. I mean, yeah, I think that should be more of a pick'em type price. But so if you're gonna lean, I lean Buescher, even though I still don't think he beats him. You know, the expected value might be there, but I don't know. Let's see. Eric over Bubba. Here, I think Bubba's going to have speed. I think that if he might be able to pass some cars. Who knows? I would not fade Bubba. Or I would not fade Bubba. He's just running good right now. Chris Bell over Logano. I do like that, but I think Logano's going to hang around all day up front. Like Bell, a lot needs to go right for him. You know, the only guy I faded him with was Harvick, but now that price is minus 165. That seems like the secret's out that Harvick's not going to be good, or I hope he's not going to be good. Yeah, I mean, I think Bell and Chastain are, yeah, Brian, you're sitting pretty good. I mean, listen, Denny Hamlin could go out there and beat the brakes off everybody. And if that happens, then, well, you have a couple of losing outright tickets there. Yeah, I'm not going to, I don't see enough out of Bell to say, yeah, we can take him across the board matchups. Just trying to be selective. Yeah, Jacob, not everybody has that price available. So, yes, you should probably do that. That's a good. If you have Jacob's bookie, you can go ahead and Bet Chastain at 12-1. I think that's a good price. That's where he opened on Superbook and then got quickly down to 8-1. So, all right, everybody, collective clink. Good luck today on all your bets. And I think Chastain wins and Bell's the best bet. So go Chris Bell. Cheers.